Port Driver Association. Tonight, we promised you that we were going to have financial services representative to talk about some issues that's happening with us in the future and other situations that we may be facing if we don't prepare ourselves. But before I continue, let me introduce to Ms. Roxanne Cortez Small. Good evening, Roxanne.
Good afternoon, Edison. How are you tonight?
Well, a little tired, but you know, it's part of the luck. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
No, we need people like you that want to work with our community. A lot of people probably going to be watching. This is one of the events that we're going to be producing in this new office of Port Driver. I hope you like it.
I do.
Okay, the idea of this is to allow the people that don't have the opportunity to meet people like you to understand why they have to come in and talk to people like you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our industry, we have a lot of knowledge about how everything works in consistency, in reference to trucks, in reference to warehouses, but we have no knowledge in how to manage our money, how to invest, how to prepare for the future, how to have a life insurance. So before I continue talking, just let everybody know what do you do, how long you've been doing it, and why you're here tonight. So.
Well, my name is Roxanne Curtis Small. I am a financial services representative. I have been in the industry now several years, and my goal is to educate the community as to investing for short term as well as long term, the need for, and the importance, I should say, with regards to life insurance. There are a number of financial products and services that we offer our clients. So I'm hoping to be able to, speak to the Port Drivers Association and its members and get them information that they need, for the future.
Wow, there's a lot of things.
It is.
Amazing. For all our friends in Port Driver Association and all our friends at my page, Edison Velasquez, just let me remind you, we mentioned last week that we're going to be having sewing shops and we're going to be working, we're going to do, let me see the right word, seminars for everybody to understand how you can do better. Unfortunately, we wish we had this 20 years ago. I personally wish somebody would have taken the time to explain to me what can I do for my future, but unfortunately back in the days, we never expected getting old, and we never thought about this. It's the first of many more events, live events that we're going to be having in this office. So I hope that you guys take advantage. If you have any question or you want to let us know anything that you may want to ask at this moment and take advantage of Ms. Roxanne, this is the time. And Ms. Roxanne, I want you to please talk a little louder because we have a little issue with our microphone. Okay. So we just want to make sure that everybody that's out there watching us, they probably didn't even expect us because, again, we're trying to improvise. So okay. We have a lot of things to learn. This is something we've never done before. It's something that we're going to start doing now. So as we go, we're going to get better. So I want you to please, I want to apologize in advance. If you see something wrong, you know why.
No apology necessary. Everything is fine so far. The goal is to basically educate the consumers and the community at large. So I'm hoping that this information that I share with them would be a benefit.
Let me ask you a question. Personally, myself, and this is the reason why I happen to see a lot of these things happen. Nobody plans for the future.
Correct.
And one of the things that you provide is the ability to buy life insurance. You mentioned when we were doing the promotion for the seminar, money matters.
Absolutely, it does.
Many people don't understand. You send me a little comment and then you told me, write down this, Edison, because I think it's going to call the attention. The little paragraph that I remember says, You can either live a long life, longevity, or you can have a short life. But are you prepared for either one?
Right.
And it's true. But can you explain what have you seen in all the years that you've been working in this industry that make you have those comments?
Okay. So basically, the statement states we help people in our communities live live too long. We struggle with two things in our communities. One of which is living too long and dying too soon. Right? Was the statement I think you're referring to?
Yes, living too long. I think, 20 years ago I said I'm gonna live too long, but now that I see my whole life, it's going like this. So
Correct.
it seems like it's gonna be a long life, but in reality, it doesn't really look like a long life. You're right. We have to have a plan for that, and I see that. So what you suggest, I mean, basically for the people that are watching us, and I hope you guys join us over there, guys. Again, if you have any comments or any questions, let us know.
So living too long, Edison, simply means an individual worked for a company for perhaps 40 plus years, and at the end, they decided to retire. During retirement, they were unable to stay in retirement after, say, 2 to 3 years, they were back out working. Okay, so basically what happened was they outlived the money that they set aside for retirement. Okay?
And let me stop you there, Roxanne,
Sure.
because this is something that people don't understand. I mean, with all the changes our core industries having, I may be in there, we have a situation with ourselves because we provide, we have to rely on a medical car. Medical car means that we have to be in good condition, health conditions, in order to drive a truck. So what you're saying is right. If we don't plan now and we don't have an action plan that will help us, we may be in trouble.
Absolutely.
I don't see a truck driver retiring with his CDL driver license. I mean, we all suffer from chronic pains. We suffer from chronic sickness, and that can be an issue.
Okay. So what we advise individuals to do is as early as possible, I want to say within your 20s, you acquire life insurance. Why? You're at the prime of your life at that time. You probably just started working, and your premiums are going to be much lower than if you wait, say, 30, 40 years after the fact. Okay? We don't know what health conditions await us 20, 30 years down the line. Okay? Many of us suffer from diabetes, hypertension, and things like that. In those situations, those diseases would cause you to have a higher premium than someone who was younger. Okay? So once you have a life insurance policy in place, it's for the duration. Okay?
So the most important thing, guys, is life insurance. Life insurance. I mean, I can relate to this. I've been for many years helping our community in different issues, and I see families struggling. I mean, nobody wakes up in the morning thinking they're going to have an accident. Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking that you're going to be sick, that you're going to have a sickness, or basically that something may fall out of the skies. I mean, we don't see things falling out of the sky, but in my profession, I see things coming from the sides, from the front, or from the back. And I don't know when I'm going to be going back home because, many people don't understand that we have a risky business. And you guys are out there, understand one thing, we need to have a life insurance. You have no idea how many drivers I see that they go in their families because in our Spanish community, and I think some of the minority communities out there, they don't believe in life insurance. They think that's for, they don't really, I don't think nobody's prepared because we haven't talked about it. This is like a taboo in our conversations. When we have a conversation, I remember going to different parties where I was told, when you come to a party, you enjoy yourself. You don't talk about life insurance, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about church, but we have a problem.
Correct. And that's precisely accurate. No one actually knows their expiration dates. And in my community, we say something to the effect, prevention is better than cure.
That is true.
Okay.
Prevention is better than cure.
So, hence the second part of my initial statement, dying too soon is basically what that is. Okay, so when you die too soon, it simply means you're at a job, you're young, you're thriving, and you neglected to get a life insurance policy. Okay, and then an unfortunate situation occurred, and now your family is left to fend for themselves. Okay, and a lot of it too, Edison, I want to say, is purely misinformed or ill-informed as to what a life insurance policy can do.
And that's another thing, because a lot of people, I personally, I mean, I didn't know anything about life insurance. I wanted to have on life insurance. I thought, well, I want to buy a life insurance, but I'm young. I don't need a life insurance. I may buy it when I become 30. Then after I passed my age of 30, I was thinking when I reach 33, I'm going to buy it. Then when I reach 35, I'm going to buy it. But now I'm past 40, and I recently purchased it. So it becomes more expensive. And my
Absolutely.
coverage could be better at the time that I got it. But because I let it pass too many years, I didn't take advantage because I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, some people take advantage. They can take advantage and save money too with these life insurances, right? If they take it in the right time.
Absolutely.
Talk about that, for the young generations, because we have a lot of young kids. I can't, unfortunately, I can't show tricks to an old dog. That's what they say.
Correct.
But I'm concerned about the young generation, the people, the young community, the Spanish young community, the minority young community. I don't want them to go through what I go. A lot of people don't understand Pro Driver Association they don't understand the concept of what is this. Okay, they trying to figure it out because it's never been done.
Okay.
So when you have something that's never been done, nobody understands the concept, and it's a little like you don't know what to make out of it.
Okay. So another term for a life insurance policy is simply income replacement. So basically, what will happen is, God forbid something were to happen to you, Edison, and you have a family and children at home, the income that you currently provide for your family is what a life insurance would do. God forbid you don't make it home from work one evening. So it replaces the income that you would normally provide for that family. Okay? So now families that don't have life insurance policies, God forbid, the breadwinner of the home doesn't make it home in the evening, what do they turn to? They turn to other family and friends. They sometimes turn to the church. And the big thing now that people have been doing is a GoFundMe. Okay? So going back to the cost of a life insurance policy, Edison,
Yes.
it can be as inexpensive as $1 per day or $2 per day.
Wow, $1 per day, guys. $1 per day, or $2. Imagine how much money you put away. I mean, this is one of the parts that we're trying to educate the drivers of saying. I mean, for years, I'm going to give you a little thing of what we do here for Driver Association. For years, we've been fighting to increase our rates, to increase our money, because the cost of living is going up.
Absolutely.
Okay, but unfortunately, we're fighting an industry that has a lot of loopholes.
Okay.
And it's not that easy like it sounds. A lot of people don't understand how complicated it is to just achieve that. Because we deal with too many mediators. We have a trucking company, a broker formality, and all that stuff. And that prevents us from reaching to the person that can make that happen.
Okay.
Because it's, everybody works in commission. So that's one of the problems that people don't understand because nobody's teaching them. But it's another way to save money. You don't just have to make more money. Sometimes you just have to micromanage your money.
Correct. So, for example, sometimes when I speak with clients, they'll say to me that in the morning they'll buy a coffee, and for lunch, they're buying lunch. So if I have them to sit down and actually give me a breakdown of the expenses on a weekly basis, Edison, I want to tell you, in all honesty, it totals $50 to $75 per week just eating lunch and breakfast outside.
You don't have to. You got a point. Remember, guys, you buying breakfast and you buying lunch. Listen to that, $70
per week.
Per week.
And if you do the math and you multiply that by 4 weeks in the month, you get over $280 that's spent eating out.
$280.
And if you recall, I mentioned a life insurance can be anywhere from $1 a day to $2 a day. So you're talking $30 to $60 for life insurance coverage based on the person's health and habits.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
guilty.
it's totally purchasable.
Yeah, you're right. You see, I want to let you know, you guys out there, okay, the understanding of managing a company, because we all the drivers out there, they have their own companies and all this stuff. If you have a truck, that's your company. If you incorporate it, that's a different issue. But if you have a truck, that's a company. And if you think about it, in the last, just mention the last 2 years, have you ever talked about with somebody that can give you an idea why you're doing or how you're managing your money? Will you ever allow anybody to come and tell you how to manage your money? Because let me tell you, I personally met with a lot of drivers. They come and tell me I know how to manage my money. But I believe that money is not that easy to manage, right?
Correct. It's absolutely correct. A lot of clients, again, I'm going to always refer back to my clients because I hear it daily. Clients will tell me, well, I work 40 hours, and if I want to make an extra, $100 or so, I'll just work a few more hours. So then that's time away from your family, right? And we have a saying, how can you win at the game of life or the game of money if you don't understand the rules? Okay?
Well, that is true. That
A
is
lot
true.
of my clients say to me, well, I have, say $2,000, $3,000 saved up in a bank. So my next question is, so what is the rate of return at that institution that you're using?
Well, you're using too much terminology that you lost me. Rate of return and all those things. You see, this is why many people think that I'm going to be doing this association. I'm trying to introduce the association as we go with the conversation, because it's very important that people understand what this association is all about. You can find service stores everywhere. You can find anything you want is already made, but you can find a place where you can actually get some knowledge of how to micromanage your money.
Yes.
That's the more important part of a business. And that's something that you don't learn when you go to a trucking company. You don't learn when you go to a driving school to get your trucking driver license. So you got to understand, this is something that's missing. This is the ingredient that's actually missing. Unfortunately, I noticed, because of the years of I'm doing this, organizing and talking to drivers and talking to people like you. I got the opportunity because I'm out there. That we give away a lot of money.
You too.
We put away, instead of saving it, instead of taking advantage of people like you that can help us plan. Everybody complains, we Spanish, we're going to be with our kids. But the reality of this is, it's not the same thing it was 20 or 30 years ago. We don't have that opportunity anymore. Some kids want to live in their own, so we got to plan for the future. And talking about kids, this is something that really caught my attention. I have kids myself, and I thought when I have my first daughter that I'm going to have a little fun for her so she don't have to worry about college, but I didn't do it.
No, you didn't.
Why you think that happens with our community? I mean, in your years of experience, why you see happening? Why this is more happening in our minority communities?
So let me just go back to the point you made about saving. Saving money is great. The thing that I caution people is, or advise them is, where are you saving that money? Because where you save the money matters. Okay, remember going back to the rate of return.
Yes.
Whatever financial institution you're using, you want to find out what the rate of return is. And in the United States, most financial institutions, the rate of return is basically 0.001%.
Wait a minute. Can you repeat that? 0.001. 0.001
is the rate of return that you actually get with most financial institutions.
Wow.
So we have something in the financial industry that's called the banker's rule, okay? And it's sometimes also called the rule of 72. So the rule of 72 states the interest rate that you're currently receiving at an institution, if you were to divide that by 72, that's the number of years it's going to take for the money you have in that account to double.
Wow.
Okay? So again, going back to the current rate of return at 0.001%, If you were to divide that interest rate into 72, it's going to give you more than 72 years for that money you have in that institution to double.
Wow.
Okay? So saving money is great, Edison, but we need to make sure that the money is being saved in institutions where your rate of return is greater than 0.001%.
Rate of return, rate of return. You see, I'm learning a lot of language over here. You see, the idea of this meeting, for the people that are out there thinking, what am I doing here? Why we're having this show? We posted, we posted last week that we're going to have, today we're going to have a seminar. And we're going to try to do this kind of seminars little by little through Facebook. And we want to encourage you guys out there because, we have the technology now, Roxanne, like you see, it's not easy to use. I'm still learning some things, but we're trying to do my best. So I hope you forgive me for not having every detail perfect. It's the first time we do it. But the idea is for you guys that are out there to understand that what we're trying to do here is not just to take your money away. We're trying to show you how you can manage your money in a way that you can get return. And one of the best ways to get return on your money is by educating yourself. Educating. Okay, that's something that my grandmother used to say, go to school and get an education. And was like, oh no, I don't need it. Believe me, grandma, sorry, I didn't listen to you. But the reality is this, we are here, we do what we do for a living, we have a nice living, but we have to plan for the future. And the future, like I said, kids. If you have any kids, we need to save money. How do we save money again? For the people that don't understand, how can we create something for, I see on Facebook, I get the opportunity, thanks to everybody that opens their home for me to be their friends, and by being your friend, sometimes you allow me to go inside your houses and see the good moments that you go through when the newborn comes to the home, when Patty goes in there, and I'm always watching you guys and appreciate you letting me come in. And that's why I'm taking the time, because I see all these new generations coming in, and I don't want it to go through what I went or some of the old drivers went through. I want to make sure that new drivers can have their kids. They will be able to go to college without worry about where they're going to get the loans. And eventually we're going to have people, for the guys that have already kids that are going to college, we're going to have more people like you, Roxanne, come in and explain how that works, because I want to do that. I want to make sure that there's a lot of people in our community that don't understand how can they apply for a loan for their kids to go to college.
Well, we basically have another program called the 529 College Savings Plan. So it basically will allow families to start putting aside money for their children's college education. Too many times I hear parents say to me that their children are going to obtain scholarships. Scholarships are great, but what if a scholarship doesn't allow you to fund the child's entire college education? Then what? Where do you resort to?
I went through that. Unfortunately, my daughter, my son, they have college loans. They paying for it because I didn't plan. I didn't listen. And this is the part that I want you to understand, guys. We think we know everything. I see a lot of drivers out there. When I try to introduce myself, they come in and they say, thank you, Edison. Appreciate what you're doing. It's a novel thing what you're doing, but I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. I have the experience, so don't worry about my family and I'm doing. But in reality, do we really know what we're doing?
How would you feel, Edison, if your child, your son or daughter, was accepted to an Ivy League college, and then you didn't have the finances to send them to that college? How would you feel as a parent?
Well, I tell you for experience, I feel bad.
Right.
I feel bad that my daughter have to go and get a loan. I mean, people don't. I want to remind you one of these things. I'm not doing this because I know how to do it. I'm doing this because I don't know how to do it. I never did learn anything how to do it, and I didn't plan for anything for my kids. So my kids are paying for a college loan, and it's bad because I want to help them out, but I'm not prepared to take care of myself sometimes because we live in an industry that goes up and down. And because I didn't plan the proper way, I never prepare myself for these situations. Okay.
A lot of us don't plan, and a lot of us are not educated about money, Edison. For example, I have a college degree, and while I was in college, I didn't have, and none of my classes taught how to manage money. We were never taught how to manage money and what to do with our money. What we were taught was go to school, get a good education, get a college degree, and come out to work. Okay? But time and time again, we have seen that having a college degree does not always guarantee a job.
Especially now.
Okay? Especially now.
Especially
Okay.
now. I
So
can,
a lot of things are changing, Edison, and we need to take heed to the things that are coming forth down the pipe. Okay? Plenty of us say, I don't have money to invest. I'm not wealthy. I can't afford to invest. But investing can be something as simple as $50 a month. Okay?
you know something like that? It is true. $50 a month can change your life. But having a person that you feel comfortable talking about these things is more important too, because
Exactly.
I see a lot of people that met, when you walk in this path, you meet with a lot of people, and not everybody has the knowledge, not everybody has the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they know what they can do and they can help you, but it's really hard to find somebody like you. I mean, I'm not trying to be unrealistic here. It takes a lot of courage to come into somebody that doesn't want to understand what the future is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure right now a lot of people don't understand this conversation. And for those people that are just tuning up, I'm here with Ms. Roxanne Curtis Small. She's a financial service representative, and she's here tonight because we are inviting her to talk about how can you plan for your future? How can you prepare yourself properly, okay? I know my English is not that great looking, but remember, I'm doing the best for the people that speak English. For our community in Spanish, I would like to come into our center. We're going to have these kind of meetings once or twice a month. Okay, we're planning to have these kind of meetings on Tuesday. So we want you to come in because, like I say, sometimes for me at the beginning, I didn't speak English this well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to Harvard, and I still, believe me, I know, they know that I don't speak English. They know. Every day that I write something, I have terrible spelling.
Okay.
But sometimes forgive me for the spelling. Sometimes I gotta blame my telephone. My telephone has a brain of his own with his auto spelling. It's just driving me nuts. But the reality is, I didn't prepare myself for that. I wasn't expecting to be here. My job when I was young, believe it or not, was to be a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing really well driving a truck.
Mm-hmm.
For years, I have a good living.
Mm-hmm.
For years, I mean, I can complain. I have made something out of myself because of a truck driving experience.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is those days are over.
Correct.
And many people are not going to have that opportunity.
Right.
We have technology coming for the people that say, well, it's not going to happen to me. Remember, they're making these new trucks with new technology that they say they're not going to need a driver.
Mm.
Okay, so we don't know how long we're going to have a shortage of drivers because somebody out there is trying to work something to make sure that we disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to prepare for that when that happens. We want to make sure that we prepare ourselves.
Correct.
And that's why we're here having this conversation, okay? It's the first time, so I apologize to everybody that didn't understand, that didn't know that we have this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
For the people that are actually, again, just tuning in into our page of Facebook, we're going to have these kind of conversations with different people that can change our lives by giving us a little knowledge. Not the knowledge of controlling your money. And let's go back to that. For the people, I'm just going to recap a little bit. So if you're just tuning in, we have a couple more minutes before we cancel. This is the first of many more meetings with different people again. But let's recap. We're here because our community needs to plan for the future. Okay? But to plan for the future is not that easy if we don't come and talk to people, or financial service representatives like Ms. Roxanne here with us, or somebody that you feel comfortable talking. I don't try to tell you or impose to anybody that we want to come and talk to us over here, but what we want to impose to you, or can let you something to leave you with something to take is go out there and talk to somebody.
Right. Knowledge is key, Edison.
Knowledge is key.
Yes.
Okay? And you need somebody with experience. Because why is it so important to have somebody with experience to let you and guide you to manage your money? Why?
Well, you definitely need someone with experience because you want to make sure they understand the market, the climate of the market, investing on a whole, what a person is investing in. You need to understand your client's needs. Are they looking to invest for short-term or long-term goals, right?
Yeah.
You need to understand, a lot of different factors. Are they an aggressive investor? Are they passive? Right? And that's a lot of different elements that goes into investing someone's money. Someone just doesn't come in and it's a one size fit all investment for everyone.
One
Okay.
size fit all.
It's not a one size fit all.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish
Every investment is not for everyone. Everyone has different needs.
and everybody
So we want
changes.
to make sure that we cater to those needs. Okay? You may have a child that's 15 getting ready to go to college in another 2 to 3 years. So your investment goals are going to be different versus if someone starts investing for, with a newborn baby. Okay?
Newborn. Hey, for
So-
those guys out there, I see a lot of you having new babies over there, and the more wonderful experience that you can have in life. I believe that experience will never leave your brain, and it will stay for you for the rest of your life. When you carry that firstborn in your hands, when you carry the secondborn, when you carry any of your kids in your hands, the first feeling that you have, that I have personally, is to protect those kids.
Yes.
Okay, and protecting the kids in our community means just feeding the kids, giving clothes, and making sure that you have a roof on their head. But nowadays that has changed, guys.
Yeah.
That's not protecting your kid. That's part of that protection. But
Mhm.
the real part is to make sure that those kids don't have to worry about working to pay to get an education. Because
Or working
that's
too hard.
working too hard. That is the right word. But working too hard. I mean, you can give those guys a hand
Right.
by doing something to prepare for the future.
Edison, I can certainly say unequivocally, I have never met anyone who said to me that they want their children to have a worse life than they did. Many of us parents, we say we want to have children because we love children and we want them to have a better life than we did, right? So we put a lot of different things in place for them.
Better life.
You want your
Better
family
life.
to have a better life, with or without you. We want that to happen. So it all stems from, or it all starts with, planning financially, having financial goals in place.
You see, guys, financial goals. Look at this is things that we have another 25 minutes or less than 20 minutes. Okay, so but so far, okay, if you're following what we have and what we've been saying, the idea that we want to, the message that we want to send by having this live feeding is to give you the opportunity to become a member with Port Driver Association. Get these free seminars with people like Roxanne and more people that you're going to be meeting here. We're going to be talking about the idea of Port Driver Association is to give you the opportunity to understand how to manage your money, okay? How to make the most you can with the little money that you have, so you can take advantage of every opportunity by having savings and discounts, like you can see on the page. They give you the knowledge and the opportunity to meet or where to go to find these kind of people that can help you with these issues. And anything that you can think, we're going to be able to do it right here, because this is the goal of this organization, to help you grow your financial stability by giving you the more important thing, knowledge.
That is correct. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, and we need another knowledge and another power.
And
But-
the more information you have, Edison, the better choices you can make for yourself, and it opens up more options for you. Sometimes, ignorance is bliss. If you don't know something, you continue not knowing and you don't do anything to learn about it, right? How can you try to learn something that you didn't even know exists,
That is true.
right?
I mean,
So mere conversation, simple conversation. I want to thank you for allowing me an opportunity to share some of the information that I did, because I think it's important that, we get a jump start on investing and saving and different things like that. Learning how life insurance can work, learning how mutual funds and IRAs work, right? Many of us are working, like you mentioned earlier, 20 and 30 years as truck drivers, right? At the end of that, do we know if Social Security benefits are going to be in place for us when we retire? Okay.
retirement.
A lot of things have been changing. So we need to consider our long-term livelihoods.
You don't have to tell me about things
Inflation
changing.
goes up 3% every year.
I think I'm getting inflation going up more than 3% if you ask me. Look at this. My inflation is going higher than 3% a year, but I'm trying, I'm trying to do my best to control my inflation. But here's one of the things that I want to tell you and talk to the guys that are over there. If you're listening, understand one thing. If you plan and you prepare, you have a better future. If you organize your money, if you manage to meet with people that can help you achieve that, okay, you can have a better future for your family. So, on top of that, something that you forgot to tell me is you can actually learn how to help other people yourself, because the opportunities that we have with Ms. Roxanne is not just to learn how to become a financial service representative. The other side is that you may be also able to learn yourself, because why not?
That's right.
Why can't you go out there and do what we're trying to do right here by helping you guys understand why it's so important to have some savings, to plan to have some money for your kid to have an education, and to plan to have some money for you so you can retire. I mean, I feel jealous, Roxanne. I feel jealous of some of the truck drivers that I met 20 years ago. I've been in the industry for more than 20 years myself, but I didn't have that. I didn't have, I mean, maybe I did have, I don't want to say that I did. I just didn't listen. Because you have to just have the will to listen too. You just can. I can meet you today, and I say yes, I'm gonna talk to you, and then we make a meeting for next week, but I never see you again.
Well, Edison, to be very honest with you, statistics shows that a lot of people don't plan for retirement until they reach about 40 years old.
You don't have to tell me.
So then they are more than likely 15 to 20 years behind the 8 ball in terms of the wealth they could have generated for themselves had they started investing when they initially started working at, say, 25, 24 years old.
A person that was sitting here, I don't want to mention her name because I don't have the permission, but when she come over here, she gave me an advice. She said, listen, put away $100 and try to invest it. That was the first advice she gave her daughter. She's have some money, but she started investing when she was 21.
Correct. If you start investing at 21 years old, by the time you're ready to retire and say about 40 years old, you should have saved away about $1 million plus. $1 million plus. Now, if you start investing, Edison, at say 40 years old, one, you need to actually save and or invest twice as much for a shorter period of time to come out with less at the end.
Wow. You see, guys?
So it's important when you start investing, and the earlier the better. It doesn't matter how much. Something is better than nothing at the end of the day. And I said earlier, as little as $50 a month can jumpstart a lucrative retirement plan.
So you see, guys, if you start right now, I mean, I go to a party, they invite me, and they say, can you bring some beer? I used to be the first one to bring 2 cases. So now with the price of 2 cases, if I remember for 20 years, every Saturday, a party that I went and I purchased a case of beer, if I would have saved that money and put it in a savings account, by now I would have been already retired.
You would have had a substantial amount of money that would help you in your retirement.
Wow. You see?
Okay.
You learn something new every night. and we're gonna be learning a lot of new things. If you guys decide to follow us in here, you're gonna be learning a lot of more new things that will make you and will change your life if you want to.
A good way for some of the drivers to actually start taking a look at how much money they're spending on a weekly basis is start tracking, every day, daily, what they're spending their money on, and see things that they can actually cut back on and put that money towards an investment option.
Tracking.
Track your expenses. Track what you're spending your money on a daily basis.
But I'm gonna be realistic. I like to eat. I like to go out. How can I have all these and at the same time tracking my investment? And I'm just talking on behalf of some of the people that may have the same.
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to track your expenditure, so what you're spending money on. So if you go out to a restaurant and eat, you'll save the receipt, right? You'll pick up you'll write a daily goal, right? And every day you'll write down how much money you've spent. So at the end of the week, we can tally all those things that you spent money on, and then we can start to eliminate some things that were not necessary, right?
Well,
another small thing people can do is not leave the house with more than, say, $10 to $20, because it seems as though the more money people have on hand, it's readily spent. And I know it doesn't help because you can, everywhere you go now, you can actually use a bank or credit card. So, sometimes you have to have guidelines for yourself, okay? And some of it could simply state, only spend the cash that you have in your purse or your wallet. Anything outside of that would be excessive.
You hear that, guys?
Right.
Can you think you can do that? I mean, for all the guys that say, I know what you're doing with my, I know what I'm doing with my money. Do you guys think you have the power, the will? You think you can control that desire to go out and see something you like and use it with your credit card? The question is, do we need that fancy t-shirt? Do we need those fancy shorts? Do we need those fancy glasses? Do we need all these fancy stuffs? I'm learning to control my money.
Correct.
Okay, it wasn't easy.
It takes discipline. It definitely takes some discipline, but at the end of the day, or the end of the week, I should say, after you've done a tally of your total expenditure, you'll realize, I'm wasting a lot of money. I'm wasting money and it's not coming back to me. It's not as though it was invested where later on down the line, I'm going to earn additional money on top of it. It's just lost money.
Lost money. Mm-hmm. I know where I have that lost money too. That's the bad part. No, but here I'm small financial service representative, and we don't know how long this live Facebook works because it's the first time we're doing it. Mm-hmm. But if you guys are there listening, our goal here in Port Driver Association is to help our community understanding how we can save money to make money, right? Is Correct. That the right way to say it?
Correct.
So if you guys want to have a little more knowledge of what you can do or how can you micromanage money, which I really don't know, okay, you can come to our seminars over here. I think we're going to be doing it every Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay, from 7 to 8. We're going to also be doing other things during the week with other people, like accounting and personal loans and many more things that we want to bring over here to our live Facebook every week. So you guys have to take the advantage. Believe me, the reason I'm doing it is because I wish somebody was helping me when I was young. And we want to make sure that you guys take advantage of this opportunity. You are not going to retire unless you have 100% of your health, okay? And the industry that we work, because we depend on a medical card to retire. So it's good to plan now that we're healthy. It's good to save some money. So when we go to that transition of leaving the transportation business and we go to another career at an older age, okay, money won't become an issue to survive. Remember that. Because if you think you're going to end up driving a truck until you retire or you die, unfortunately, the chances are 1 in a million, because we all are going to get old, and we all going to have to,
Yes.
at one point in our life, have to suffer from a chronic uh, disease. Okay, diabetes, glaucoma, whatever out there that is chronic will change the way that you make a living. Why? Because your medical card will be, will be denied the access to you to renew your driving CDL Class A permit. So you guys make sure you come in. Ms. Roxana, we're running out of time. I don't want to bore you guys. If you have any more questions, you need more advice, you want to learn more, and for the, what can you say for the wives? I forgot about the main sources. What can you tell the wives? Sorry about that, my bad. But what can you tell the wives out there from all these guys? Because we targeting the husbands, but what about the wives? Because they got to be there too, helping out. They're the one that manage the money. At least they do that in my house.
The wives certainly have a soft spot in my heart as a woman and as a wife, as a mother, as an entrepreneur. We're always looking for women who are interested in learning what it is we do in the industry to help the communities become financially sound. Okay, so if we have women out there that are looking for something to do on a part-time basis, we certainly welcome an opportunity to speak with you and share with you what it is we do. We love the fact that women are actually leading that charge in entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneur. So that's the key word, entrepreneur. We have believe it or not, minority groups. The Spanish people. I see my Spanish people. They try to make restaurants. Look at me. I'm trying to look for driver association. We have a minority group, but behind every good man is a good woman.
Absolutely, Edison.
Right. So if you are listening to this, all the women out there, for the single ones, you can learn something new. It's a little extra money if you need it, for those Saturdays nights. But if you just want to have extra money, what is the point of having money if you don't know how to manage it? We all hear those stories about people that win the lotto, and then 3 years later they're worse than what they were before that happened, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Unfortunately, I wish that doesn't happen, but it's a reality.
It is a reality.
So maybe we, the men, don't know how to manage our money. Maybe we need somebody responsible, in our side. So if you girls out there, all the wives and mothers of all those truck drivers, if you want to become part of this, you're welcome to come to our seminars. Yes. Remember, I want to make sure that we tell this to the people.
Right.
Okay.
And husband and wives alike benefit from knowing this information, because we can get out in the community and we can reach the masses, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal, because once families become financially sound, the communities will be in a better position.
I hear from a lot of people. Okay. And you actually were one of these. We have one of the biggest community and chances of resources. Meaning if you think about it, just ask this question to yourself. Go to your neighbor, the one that you like, not the one that you hate, the one that you like. Knock on his door and find out, if she has any plannings for her kids' future. Does she has a life insurance? And think about that. You see, all our communities in a need those representatives that can help them realize these goals. So basically, you even did. You were talking to people door-to-door steps, trying to make some new people understand what we've been talking all this hour, right?
That is correct. September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So basically, what we do is we go through the community and make sure everyone is aware that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. If they're not covered, we sit with families and we help them to get covered through the process of getting a life insurance. One of the things I wanted to also point out, Edison, is the fact that what people fail to realize is life insurance actually jumpstarts people's financial independence.
Wow. Okay. Financial independence.
It jumpstarts a lot of financial independence. Wow. Other communities may know this information and they have it and they practice it, but sometimes a lot of the minority communities are misinformed as to what life insurance is and how it can actually help families.
Wow. Amazing. Like I say, let's before I let you go, I'm gonna have to just talk about, because I see the time is we're running out of time. Unfortunately, when you talk about some things that make sense, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
When we have fun, time flies. So
Mm-hmm.
everything that make you or aware of something that you can take advantage sometimes is really quick. In these quick moments, all I can tell you is take advantage. Take advantage. Come to our seminars. If you drive a truck, if you're the wife of a truck driver, and you don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just for truck drivers, for families. Families, regardless, if you have a friend that you think she can benefit from this, that she can learn, bring it to their seminars. I mean, the idea is for a community to work together. I mean, that's why I said this is for poor drivers, especially. But some things we have to be less greedy, I believe, and share the knowledge. Remember what she said: knowledge is power, and the power that we as a community have is greater if we work together. And for all the people that just come in and tune in, we are trying to do these events every once a week with different people that can help us achieve different goals, help us get different things done in our lives that can change the way we save money. And hopefully, you guys out there, for the people that have the time to watch it right now, and the people that are going to be watching tomorrow while they're sitting waiting for to be unloaded or watching TV just because they are sitting in Sealand waiting for a container. You know what I'm talking about for the people that work in the port.
Edison, they can also like and share.
Like and share. Like and share. So if you like
Like
this
and share the video.
if you think believe it or not, I have something that I say in there. I believe some things in life need to be shared.
Yes.
Facebook has a great thing of things that don't need to be shared, but I can't control that. But I can control the things that I think they should be shared. And I always post the things that make sense, something that can change your life, encourage you to do a better life, because that's what we need. We have a lot of garbage in TV. We have things. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize. I'm nobody to criticize, but it's things that we need to start thinking. Going maybe because I'm getting older and wiser. I don't know. But it sometimes needs to be changing. Our community needs to start waking up in every single aspect. So I'm the one who's been talking about changes for years, and changes start by doing something different.
Absolutely. Well, once again, I want to thank you for inviting me down to share this information. I know this is going to be great for the Port Drivers Association. You're doing your part in terms of inviting me down and getting the information out. So thank you for allowing me to share the knowledge, share the information.
And thank you for being here. So guys, Rosanne Otis Small, financial service representative, will be here every other Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Completely free seminars for everybody that want to learn. So if you want to learn, you know where to find us. You can come and register. Don't forget to get your ID from the association so you can get the discounts in different places that we're working really hard to get you and save you money. Remember what we're talking about. If you can save $1, right? You mentioned per day, you will have a nice savings for the time that you retire if you start now. So it's never too late. I hope you guys like it. I hope you share this, and let's see if we can continue this. We're going to try to do this every week with different people, and it's up to you guys to support these kind of things by becoming members of our association, by supporting this organization, by coming and taking advantage of the seminars. If you don't have time, send your wife. If you don't have time to send your wife, send somebody that you think can take benefit of these things, because it's done for you guys to change the life of somebody or change your own lives. So thank you for being with us. We hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. because I know the lines are going to be long. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.